Nithyanandam, thank you so much for being here. Please watch this video until the end. Something extraordinary happened today, and I really want you to be able to feel the whole experience in depth. A few months back, I had shared how Mahavatar Babaji opened his space up to me, gave me his Darshan when I connected to my Guru, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam's heart. And today, something absolutely extraordinary happened where not only I received his darshan, but my own being in the form of a golden light entered his space. And I really want to tell you how this happened and how Guru Avatar is so important in this life. So what happened is that today Swamiji guided us into the death meditation, going beyond the fear of death, which is a very important process that only an avatar can guide us through, because only avatar has gone beyond death. So for security, like safety reasons, only an avatar, only this being who has gone beyond should lead others into it. And so obviously there are a few steps that he's, guided us into. And then at some point, when he was making us experience how each body part was dying, making us go through the death experience consciously, it started with each part of the body, starting with the feet. For me, it started turning into gray color. I could feel the whole body part turning gray, becoming ash, and I could feel the life leaving each body part. When that process was completed, actually there was only the top of the head, the crown center, Sahasrara, that was still energized. The energy was still there. And then the consciousness that is inside this physical body left the physical body through the crown center. And I could see it just getting further and further away from the physical body and being so detached from that physical envelope, because the consciousness knew that this envelope, physical envelope, has served its purpose and that it was not useful anymore in its journey. And as this consciousness, it took the form, I took the form of a golden light, a little ball, golden light. The first thing that happened, I started traveling as this golden light throughout. There was this forest with so many banyan trees, and I could see the roots going up and down, and I could see large bodies of water, and I could see some beings who were actually trapped in between planes, who had not been liberated for whatever reasons, the choices they had made in their life, they were stuck. And I just went through the whole thing. And then I entered this tunnel, which was very dark. First, like when I entered the tunnel, it was pitch dark. I couldn't see anything. And then as this golden light traveling, on each side, I started seeing the images, the representations, everything about the human life that I knew. I could see myself as child and different phases of life and different faces of, people who had been part of my human life. Everything was in black and white. The whole scenery was in black and white until the moment. It was like an autobiography, like going, through time, through the whole life. At that precise moment where I reached the moment of me meeting my Guru, Swamiji was there in that tunnel, but the difference was that he was in color. He was actually in golden light, radiating this golden light. At that moment, when my consciousness in form of that golden light saw this being, Swamiji's being, radiating this golden light, it stopped traveling, it stopped. And at that moment, Swamiji put his hand forward like this, and my consciousness, as the golden little ball of light, just went into his open hand. And at that moment, it started spreading all over his body and merged into him. at that very moment, when that oneness, that merging happened, I could see in the whole cosmos, I could see this massive explosion of light, and there were rings of golden light exploding. And it did not end there, so just keep going with me. Then, after this explosion in the cosmos, I took back the form of that little golden ball of light, and I came back into this physical plane, and I started hovering at very high speed on top of the Himalayas, the snowy mountains. I was going very, very fast, and I knew that I was searching for a being, and that being, I found that being who was sitting in the space of Samadhi, and this being was Mahavatar Babaji, and my consciousness found him. And when I saw his being sitting there, like this immortal being, this zooming in happened. This was how the experience happened. All of a sudden, zoom, like his being just came so, like it was so fast happening, and I completely like went into him through his heart center. See, again, the heart center is such a portal. And I just went in, and when I went in, I saw this whole universe. The first colors that I saw were purple, pink, there was a light orange, and then yellow, and the whole universe was inside of him. And I just stayed in that experience for a moment, just merging into the whole universe. And then Swamiji's voice came and brought us back. And what happened is that I did not come out of Mahavatar Babaji's being. I came back as Mahavatar Babaji's being, like his physical body came with me, like I was experiencing myself as this conscious light inside of him. And I saw his physical body, because at this point we were laying down, and then Swamiji's voice told us to get back up. When I got back up, it was the physical body of Mahavatar Babaji sitting under the banyan tree, and this intense bright white light was radiating from his heart center. And I just sat there until the end of the process. And I just knew that my guru had liberated me. My guru led me through this death process consciously. And then something I realized, which is too important. You know, that moment when I shared that in that dark tunnel, everything about my life appeared in black and white until I saw my guru radiating in golden light. Swamiji has shared that when we leave the physical body, our whole life is going to pass in front of us. And the most intense experience that we have had in this life, that is what we will be attracted to. That is what we are going to merge with. So if the most intense experience of your life was a painful one, you will clutch onto that painful memory. It will be there at that moment, in that tunnel, in that space. It will be there, and your being, because that's what the most intense memory that was recorded, your being is going to merge back into that, and that is going to be the choice you're going to make for your next life. So you're going to be stuck in that same suffering, going through the same samskara, the same life and death again and again, stuck, suffocated in suffering. Which is why it is too important in this birth to be connected to the avatar, because he is the door to liberation. He is the one who is here, the avatar. See, when I speak of the being of Mahavatar Babaji and my guru, it is not separated beings. It is this one consciousness. And see, avatar in the physical body comes here to be the door. See, because we can relate to him more easily because he's in the physical body, and we can receive his initiation physically, which is really important to liberate, our muscle memory, biomemory. And so he is the door to that liberation, which is why it is too important to not only get initiated by him, but also cherish the feeling connection, because at that moment, when you leave the physical body, if the most intense experience you've had is the feeling connection to your guru, he will be there, and he has proved it to me during this process. He will be there. He will be the one shining in golden light, and your being, see, as this golden light, I stopped traveling instantly because I recognized him and I merged into him, and then he led to the experience of merging back with the source. And then, yes, through this, immortal being, and then experiencing myself coming back as this, in this experience of immortality. And I just know that my guru has liberated me. And this is too important. This is the first time that something like this happens. My second encounter, blessing, with Mahavatar Babaji, who is there, accessible to the human plane as also this portal where we merge back with the source. And everybody needs to get liberated in this birth. Enough with the pain, enough with the suffering. See, like, already if you feel connected to Swamiji in this life, trust the master. He is there to liberate you. So this is what I wanted to share. There's still one season left of Paramashivam 2, which starts May 23rd. I am sure this process will be given again. Do not miss it. It is too important for your existence, because we don't have only this one life. It's eternal life. So you need to make sure that you don't waste this life. So thank you so much for being here. Please leave your comments below. Let's make this space so rich so that anyone who lands here just feels so inspired to live enlightenment. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Nithyanandam.